start with first is the stand for the 4x2 cage. So first, for those ones, you'll need 12 grids altogether and 15 connectors. So you can just separate those from the ones that you already have. And we're basically just going to start by doing the corners of the grid. So making sure that they're connected in. So just be a little bit forceful with them because you just want to listen out for the clicks, because that's when you'll know that they're in. And you can kind of see in the corners when they're in its place. So just putting 2 in there. And when it's like that, it can stand by itself. Look at that. So we're going to be making a H shape first. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 grids on the side, clicking them in. So 2 like that, 1 and then 2 again. So it is just going to be a H. Right. There we go. Whoopsie. There we go. And let's add another grid for the middle part there. Like I said, just making a little H. There we go. And it might be worth actually. I think the easiest part, I've realised I'm already making it hard for myself, probably adding the connectors, just kind of where you can push them in a little bit harder, instead of having to push them into the floor, because that way you can just kind of add one from. There we go. So like I said, just kind of doing the corners at a time. We're just going to be focusing the connectors on the bottom part onto the floor first. And then we can kind of get into where we're going to be placing the connectors on the rest of the stand. This is like pure finger strength, this part. There we go. And that one as well. And just putting it in there. So what I'm going to do is with the middle one, this one here, I'm going to connect it that so it's flat on this side. So that's what I'm going to do there. So I'm not going to touch any of the other ones just at the moment. Easiest way, when you've got 3 that are going to be connected, you can just place the 2 that are adjacent. That way they're kind of stuck together and then it's easier to line up for the 3rd. And not forgetting to put the connectors on their little feet as well. So with these ones, all at the bottom, they're all going to be facing up as if they're just kind of holding on, that way it's level onto your floor as well. Still listening out for those clicks. Right, so there's one of the H's first. What we're then going to do is we'll build the second, so there's going to be 2 H's altogether, and then there's going to be a little bit in the middle, and that's just going to be an I. So really, you're just spelling hi out to your floor. So that's quite nice, I think. Good morning, floor. Hi. So that one's pretty simple. We're just going to place those ones together like so. So just the kind of side of the H. Done it before, old news. And connecting them in nicely. There we go. Right, let's put them on their little feet as well. Cool. So just with the H and the I, I'm now just going to quickly go and make the other H. So I'll just see you in 2 minutes or so. So now that you've kind of got this sort of shape, we've got the H, I and another H on the other side, kind of space them out so you've got almost enough room to kind of, or as an estimate, to kind of fit the other ones in there. What we're going to do now is we're really going to focus on the connector orientation and putting the grids inside. So these ones are going to create the floor of the cage kind of thing, so they're all going to kind of be like this. So you'll need 8 grids for this part and 15 of the connectors. So I'll just kind of try and talk you through how we're going to do it. What we'll do first is we're going to get 3 of these connectors and we're just going to place them into the inside parts of the cage. So that's these 3 points. They're going to be flat down. These ones are the only ones from this part that are going to be kind of flat on this side up. Okay, so you'll throw them around first. So we'll do this one because hopefully that'll help it stand just that little bit better without any assistance. There we go. So like I said, 1 for the middle and then the middle parts of the H that are on the inside of it. And I'll explain that a little bit more as we're going to go through it. And once again, just really trying to connect those in there. Oops. There That one was a very deep click. I don't know if anyone heard that, but okay. Actually, I just made that more harder for myself, but that's fine because then we can just push them together. There we go. So those three are the only ones that are going to be kind of placed with the almost the crisscross facing down, flat on top. We're now going to, how we'll do this part now is we'll do the outsides of the H's, and these ones have to be vertical as we're going to do that, because once we do the floor we'll need to build the cage on top of the stand. So that is, so these parts, the actual bits on the flat, can be inserted inside. So these bits will be vertical. So what we'll do is, I think I'll place the two on the edges first, like I said. So when you put two in, you will be able to kind of just fit the third one in relatively easier. So that might be the easiest way to do it. So doing the two that are kind of adjacent with each other. And let's do the other side as well. So vertical, flat, 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 vertical. Right, let's do that. And same again, just like doing the straight line. That way it's easy to kind of manoeuvre the 1 and 2. And pushing that in a little bit more. There we go. Whoops. So, when we have those ones, we'll stand it up like that. So like I said before, vertical, flat, 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 and vertical. We can now begin to start adding some of the floors. The easiest way to do this is to kind of keep 2 connectors, slot them in, add the connectors in the corners as you go. If you start to do all the connectors and then put them in, you'll find it's quite hard to manoeuvre it inside. So keep 2 connectors and just do the corners at the time. So I'll try and keep you updated, although you'll see my many concentration faces as I do this. So that was kind of easier to kind of manoeuvre into it. And now we're going to do this one, and these ones are all going to be vertical. They need to be, like I said before, because we're going to insert the cage on top, and keeping them vertical like that. So they're all going to be facing inwards. So each one is also going to be kind of looking into the cage, and that's like the best way I can describe it, is if like this is just the part where they can't see and this is the part where they can see. So putting them vertical like that. So let's get going. Once again, looking out for those clicks. Right. So in that kind of process, I'm kind of going 1 connectors, 1 connectors, 1 connectors. I'm just going to be getting on with that. So as you're building with me, I'll see you in a little bit. kind of connected all of the floors into the right connectors, it should hopefully look like this, and you might be able just to kind of give it, yeah, a little bit of a lift, nothing too much, but just so nothing falls out. At this point, it's good to just make sure that you've definitely got your connectors in the right places. So on the outside, all vertical, so all around the outside of the box, including these two in the middle because they're on the outside, and inside only being flat. So double check that just before we get going, otherwise you'll be miffed halfway through when you're like, no! So this is your warning. For the next part, we're going to do what I think is relatively the easy part of just going around the edges and starting to build the actual cage part where your guinea pigs will be. So this is the stand, completely done, and now it's part to go onto the cage. So for this part, you will need 12 more grids. So 12 of these ones, and then we're going to go on to, I think it's 12 more, 3, 6, 9, 12, yes, 12 more connectors. So they're all going to kind of go around the edges, and then we'll put them into the places on top. And these are the ones now with the connectors can be face down, nice and flat now. No need to worry about them because they're going to be on the top. So let's get going. So we're just going to start with the corners, just kind of easier, I guess, just to start doing that. And what we'll do is, doesn't really matter if you want to do it this way or not. I'm trying to keep it as much kind of, you know, the ways that it is, just to keep it nice and neat. It's not too detrimental on this point, but at this point it will be. So just do whatever way you've been doing the whole time. Ooh, you can see that one's quite wonky. So I'm going to start building these edges, and I shall see you in a couple minutes or so. This is what it will look like when you've got all the edging around and all the connectors are placed on top. I'm now just going to move this cage out of the way just so I can then show you the coroplast, which is the next step. Cool, so just pop the cage out of the way, and we're going to choose a coroplast sheet now. It's going to be a 4x2 sheet, and we have lots of different colours as you can see. But for today's one, I'm going to go pink. Woo! So I shall steal that one. Okay, there we go. So, as you're going to see, it's pretty big right now. So, what we'll do is, so when you lay it out flat, What you should notice is the kind of sides that you can see that will need to be folded. So it's all around the edges. So get hold of those ones. Oh, and they're a little bit robust. You just want to try and make them as flexible as you can. So really just kind of fold them in all sides round. And what you will see as well in the corners are some little holes and some little slots to go in them. So with these Coroplast ones, you really don't need glue or tape or anything like that. They're all built in, so you can just kind of fold it. The best way to do it for easier putting it into the cage is from the outside in. So this little part of the tab will go round the outside, feed it through into the hole, and then where you've got the tab there, you can just pull it all the way through. So that's your first corner. And just repeat the process in all of the corners. Oh, I need to fold this one lots more. I can look at that. Robust. So with these ones, they're super sturdy. So it's really good to get the flexibility into the folds that you do. So same again. From the outside, feed the tab through. Get a hold of it from this side and just pull it through, and it will just stay securely there. And I think what's super good about these ones is because of the different colours that they can come in, you can kind of decorate them with your room, which is really cool. Not that, you know, my walls are pink or anything like that, but you can even add colour. There we go. And last but not least, last time, just putting it through from the outside, feed it in. Ooh, try and get a hold of it from the other side. And pull it through. There we go. So there it is, all there. And what we'll do now is I'll just go grab the cage and we can just place it in. And it'll be like that. Ooh. So bring your 4x2 back with the stand and get the coroplast sheet to be folded, and it should just fall right in. And lift that bit up and back a little bit. Ooh. This is the part where you need to stand, really, isn't it? I'm trying to sit down for as long as I can to make it a little bit easier, but there we go. Is that on the ground there? There we go. So there it is in all of its glory. You are more than welcome to leave it like this as you go, absolutely. It does the job perfectly, but if you do want to add a loft with a little ramp going down, I'm now going to do those steps next. So well done for getting this far. So now that you've got your C&C cage, what you can do additionally to add to that, if you want to, is add a loft with a ramp as well. So when you do purchase that one separately, what you can do is, what you'll get involved are 2 more grids. So 2 more of those modular grids that you've already got. We'll have 4 more connectors, and we're going to have different kind of grids here that you'll notice. They are straight lined here. These ones are considered the lid, and they're so you can open it, and they're just going to be on the highest point of the loft, so the guinea pigs can't climb over and jump out or anything. So this is for their safety as well. So what we'll start doing first, we're going to get the 2 grids, and we're going to connect them together. So I'll just do that over here without elbowing the cage as much as I can. So pop that in there. So this is pretty straightforward. You've done this bit before. So there we go. So what we'll do is we'll place it about halfway into the cage. So sort of this level. And what we're going to do is secure that with cable ties. And you will need 5 of these all together because they're going to go in the corners. And what we'll do is I'll bring you in closer now and then we'll show you how it's done. Lovely. So once you've kind of got a cable tie ready, what you'll do is we're going to go 7 up from the bottom. What we're going to do is we're going to start in the middle of the C&C cage. So what we need to do here is to grab all 4 of the grids really. So we'll go through the hole, round and kind of down, back round and out the other side. So what you're doing is you're making sure you're getting hold of 4 of the grids, tighten them up together with the cable tie, and there we go. And we're just going to go do the same with the rest of the corners. So 7 up, getting hold of that one, making sure they're connected by the lines of the grids, We're going to go through, down, round, and back out again the same side. There we go, tightening it up, and back to the other corner. So all corners of one side of the wall first. 7 up, same process as before. Through, down, round, and back out. There we go, tighten that one securely. There we go, so now that the 3 kind of basis ones are kind of held up, we're going to go to the other 2 sides now and just give them a bit more height. Same process. It's quite easy now, you don't have to count as much now because you can just kind of even it out from the other side. And tightening them together. And last side, same process as before. So now that your loft is in the place, kind of halfway there, all cable tied in, what you can do now is just cut the sides of the cable ties that are kind of sticking out. So just get rid of those ones first. Whoop. And then what we'll do is we'll go on to the next part, which is the ramp coroplast sheets. And what I'll do is I'll just snip that last one out. There we go. Ooh. Put your scissors back safely. What we'll do is now we'll move the cage out of the way, and I'm just going to get the ramp for the loft, the little coroc sheets there. So I'll get folding those ones and I'll come back in a little bit. So now that you've kind of got the coroplast and the ramp ready to be folded, you'll see 2 separate parts. And what we'll do is we'll do the same as we did before, so folding them up so they are a little bit more flexible. And you'll notice that these ones are a little bit different on this side. So on your left side should be the flap for where the ramp will be. And there's a rounded side and the feature lock that we've seen before. So it's going to be a little bit different this time from before. So give these ones a little fold as well. What we'll do is we'll place these ones in. So feed them through the little slots and then pull them through. Okay, they should go through nice and easy. And then the rounded sides are going to be on the same side. Pull this one through. So usually we've been going from the outside in. For this one only, we're just going to go from the inside out. And that way that will secure the ramp in its place. And you'll be able to kind of tell the difference. From here there's like a nice kind of right angle and it stays in its place. And this way is just flaily and you can't really get to it. So from the inside out for this one only, feed it through, pull it out the other side. There we go. And then do the rest what we've been doing before with the other 4x2 base. So now it's going to be from the outside in. So once again, feeding through the tab and just pulling it through. That's a nice fold sound. There we go. So once again, with the ramp included, not needing any tape or any glue or anything like that to tuck it in, it's all just built in from the outside, pull it through. So at the end of it, it should look like this, and it will sit on the loft like it kind of sits on your lap, and it'll just go down like that. So I'll bring the cage back, and what we'll do is we'll just put it inside. So now that we've brought the cage back, what we'll do is we'll now grab the loft and the ramp, and you'll place it just on the build that you've made before. So slot that in there nicely, there we go. So there's the little ramp for them to run up and down, and it's just on there. So the next part of the step is to add the lid. So we've got just the part of the lid that's going to be on top of the loft. This is so they can't climb out and jump out or anything like that. So it's a nice safety one. And later on what we'll do is we'll explain how you can do a full lid as well if that's something else that you're interested in. So right now we'll just focus on the small lid. We've got these 2 grids here. These ones have the straight lines at the top and they're a bit different from the other ones. So we'll connect those into the top of the connectors. We'll start with those ones and we're going to have 3 more connectors. So let's start by doing one in the middle connector and the other one in there too. Okay, so we're already getting a little bit of the lift there. So we're going to get one connector now. We'll put it into the corner one, but it's going to be facing upwards. So the crisscross is facing up. That way you can actually get the lid moving there. And place the other one inside too, so it's easier to do. 2 corners first. There we go. And what I'll do is I'll just connect these 2 together. I'll put this one facing upwards as well, just so you know kind of which way it's going. And same with the other one. There we go. So there is your loft lid there for you. So I'll have a look. Ta-da! So it works and everything, so it goes up. So just making sure those 3 connectors are facing up. If you put it into the one that you've already got, it won't lift. So you don't want to do that. So there's that one there for you. And then what we'll do now is we're now going to explain how we can do the 4x2 full lift that you can get. Now that you've kind of got the rest of the top of the cage clear, so we've taken off any of the wrapping, this is what you'll need to do if you want a full lid for your 4x2 cage. We recommend these ones if you have any cats or dogs or any small kids that kind of want to just put their hands in or something, so this is the full lid. So for this one, you will need 4 of the door grids. So 4 of those ones with the straight lines, and we have 4 more of the normal grids, so the ones that are all around the side of the cage, and we have 10 more of our connectors, so 10 more of those ones that are going to go in. So we'll just start with the door ones first. So what we'll do is, so where the say triangular kind of bits are first, we're going to place them just into the top of where we've been before. Yeah. Sorry, let's put that in, there we go, there we are. So, that's those ones there. So it's easier kind of doing 2 at a time, I think, placing them in. If you kind of stick one on here and wait for that one to put in, it's a little bit like, ooh. So we can connect the 2 that they're here now, and these ones, they're always going to be facing upwards. Okay, so better getting that into your head now. So the connectors will be facing up. So let's place those ones in there so they're a little bit happier. There we go. And let's move on to the next one. So once again, placing it just 2 at a time, and then adding your 3rd connector facing upwards. So putting them in the corners, and once again, still connecting them into their places using a little bit of force, nothing too crazy. So last door grid going in. And ooh, there we go. Perfecto. I don't know why I've done this to myself. So don't lock your connectors into the cage. And we can place that one inside and connect these 2 together. Ooh, still facing upwards. Reminding myself as we go. There we go. So, ooh, I just connected that one in there, haven't I? Get that one out. We don't want that one in there. Right, so let's add those ones onto the corners, still facing upwards. You're probably like me now and getting into the habit that whenever you see one that's just not in a place, you're like, quickly put it in a place. No, wait for it. So we'll quickly put that one on the top as well. So all facing outwards. So this is part of the lid. Don't give up there, we're nearly done. So let's take the 4 normal ones now and the rest of the connectors outside of the cage, because if you're anything like me, you're just going to lock them inside. So let's not do that. So what I'll do now is I'm going to go around, I'm just going to connect them, and still, when I do go around connecting them, using the connectors facing upwards, okay? So I'll just quickly go and do that. Let's bring them with me. Okay. So let's do these 2 at a time. There we go. And let's do this one as well. Oops. There we go. And connecting them as we're on the move, really. That one's the wrong way around, isn't it? So I don't think it matters too much, but for aesthetic reasons, let's just keep them the same way. There we go. And connecting it all back in the corners again. Oh, okay. We'll go around this side now. And back that way. That's the one. So 2 corners at a time. And then let's connect those ones there. Connectors still facing upwards. There we go, clicking into place. Let's grab the last one. Ooh. Why do I keep wanting to do that, Mo? Click, click, click. Here we go. And let's connect that one there. Okay, don't get enough movement really, so this is where you have to be a little bit careful. Let's place that one there as well. Why not? Okay, is that, do we have it? Oh. Let's lift them maybe in the middle. Go for the middle, just to be safe. So, with that, that should be, ta-da! The whole movement. Oh, I still have one in my hand, don't I? Right, there we go. All connectors, all grids, all door grids, all used. I'm like checking all of my connectors now. So, there we go. So the 4x2, ta-da, with the full lid. And that is all complete. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to decorate this all out. I'm going to get some guinea pigs in here and just kind of let them feel a bit homey as well. So I'll see you in just a moment with that one. And thank you so much. So we have just finished assembling our 4x2 cage. So we also have the stand, the loft and the lid here. So that's all together and our guinea pigs are loving it, as you can see. So we recommend this one for 2 guinea pigs, preferably female, 2 males. We need a bit of a bigger size, so they're quite territorial. So 4x2 is the best for 2 females. Everything that you see here, decoration-wise, so these boxes, the fleece liners, they are all available on our website, so please don't forget to have a look at those. And here's just some inspiration for you to just kind of think of what you can do for your cages. Just remember, things out of the way of the guinea pigs so they can't nibble on anything or get hurt, anything like that. So check out our website. Don't forget to follow on YouTube and Instagram because we'll be posting a little bit more like this as we go on. So thank you so much for watching. Bye!